Yep. Okay, you can just go ahead and put in garbage. Hey everybody, I'm Paris from Paris Christian Life. Today, first, nice to meet you. If you ever met me, I am a Christian wife and mom who helps Christian women steward their homes and their lives better. And in today's live, I'm just going to be kind of talking about like a get to know me, but also teaching you guys how to just do a simple pancake dry mix recipe. So stay tuned for that. So this is just like a, you know, get to know me. If you have questions, ask away. Hey, India. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me share this to, no. He don't gotta be quiet. I don't know if I can share it. What's going on with you today, girl? I thought I just did that. Put some shorts on him. He's gonna be saying anything.
Go get your shorts. Go get your shorts.
So in order to make, we're gonna start with 6 cups of flour. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys are an hour ahead. So it's almost 8 o'clock there, right? So we're gonna start with 6 cups of flour. Okay, go put it. Can you go put in the sink, please? My kiddos will be here. This is just real life. That's why I'm going live. I don't want to just keep putting it off. It's just real life.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
So after 6 cups, I will start adding. Now I do have this as a free guide, and it is in my main channels. Like when you click on my face, like my profile, you can go down to like free pantry guide. That's where it's at. And if you sign up for it, it will put you on my email list, but also you can get the free guide immediately and download it so you can see exactly what I'm making. But I'm making it live today so you guys can see how I'm doing it. And also would love to interact with you guys. I plan on trying to go live if I can once a week on Sundays. So we'll see. So next will be 4 tablespoons of baking powder. Yeah, Illuminate Station. So this will be 4 tablespoons. Make sure your baking powder is aluminum free so it won't taste like metal. This helps the pancakes be fluffy and not so flat. That's a circle, yeah. No. Nope. Thank you. I'm done with it now. And then we're also going to put, now you can put whatever you want in there. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup of sugar.
Leave it alone.
So it won't be like heavily with sugar. Just to give it some type of something. And then for taste, you will put 2 teaspoons of sea salt or whatever salt you have. I'm using sea salt. Then you just get you a nice size whisk like this, and this is in the bowl I'm using. And you just mix it. I can't speak. Mix it all up really well. I know some people use a stand mixer to incorporate it very well, but you're gonna find on my channel, use what you have. Use exactly what you have. And the biggest reason why, I'm just going to start from the beginning. Just a quick get to know me. I went to school, wanted to be a physician assistant. But after my third cycle in 2020, then me and my husband got married and we started having kids. It just never seemed to be a good enough time to try to get back into trying to get into PA school. And once I figured out later that PA school became idolatry for me because that's all I thought about, I understand why. But I'm still having this hard time sometimes with just sitting down because in college I was always doing this, that, and that. I was always doing something. I wasn't just not doing anything. So me sitting down and becoming a stay-at-home mom, I'm not saying it's not work because it can be. But it's also like I know God has something for me to do aside as well, alongside me being a stay-at-home mom. Being a stay-at-home mom is rewarding. I thank God for my husband allowing me the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom, but sitting down sometimes and then just staying sometimes always in your household when you're used to always going out and doing things can be hard. So that's how I was finally coming up with what we are now. And at first I did, was thinking I might want to do web design. So I bought a web design course thinking that's what I want to do. But I just felt like that was not my thing. I didn't care for it. So then I turned to something I'm doing now, which is something I'm very passionate about, which is my faith walk with the Lord and stewardship. And we know what Luke 16:10 talks about. Who's ever trusted with little can be trusted with a lot. And I really want to help Christian women through my journey of homesteading and homemaking. Just, take care of the things you got now, because if God can't trust you with what you got now and you're constantly praying to him for more when you're not taking care of what you have now, he might not give you more. So we have to just remain where we are until God says, okay, it's time to level you up. But you have to take care of what you have now. If you don't take care of what you have now, God may not give you what you're praying for. But even if you are stewarding, he still might not give you what you're praying for. God does what he wants to do. We know Isaiah 55:8-9, God's in heaven, we're down here on earth. Where he's the potter, we're the clay. He forms us. He's the ruler. He does everything. So me doing what I'm doing now, I feel like it's starting to bring me joy. And I'm also very passionate about, for real, especially we're in times of what we are now with all this junk in our food. And ask some of my friends that I send things to, my family members, my husband, I know get tired of me telling them there's so much stuff in our food. There's a lot of colon cancer that's rising in people in their 30s. And that's the ridiculous thing. Like, it's colon cancer going on in people in their 30s when originally you weren't supposed to get screened for colon cancer until you're 50. But there's something called glyphosate that they put inside of the weed killer that they spray on our food, which is highly carcinogenic. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Like potassium bromate is one thing that you shouldn't be trying to have in your flour. So we use unbleached flour. I buy it from Azure Standard in bulk. So I buy my flour unbleached from Azure Standard in bulk. One day I would love to make fresh milk flour. But right now, you do what you can. No rush. But I would try to find, like King's Author is one I would say That's the best flour. So yes, you gotta kind of be picky even with your flour. And then all this stuff in our food, like so many things. That's a whole nother, live I can talk about. If you want me to talk about that next week, we can talk about it. But my why for trying to make things from scratch, my thing is going back to the basics of like our grandparents and them did back in the day, because they didn't have to deal with all this. They lived to be 90 and 100, ate everything they want, still remain thin, and they didn't have all these gastrointestinal issues. I even know pancreatic cancer even seemed like it's on the rise, and pancreatic cancer is one of those cancers. It's not easy to detect. Like colon cancer can sneak up on you, but pancreatic cancer, if you don't get it early, it's a pretty deadly cancer. It's a pretty deadly cancer. I think I gotta go grab my. Yeah, I gotta get this funnel. It's right here. You don't have it, it's easier to like put it, put it like this. This is why I'm putting it in. So homemade pancakes is one thing I do a lot, and then bread. And I'm getting into some other things, because homemade pancake mix is one easy thing you can make. I want to explore other dry mixes. It's just a lot of things you can try to do yourself. Do it, because now I'm not saying everything. You can find some foods that with better ingredients. Buy it for your family, do it, but pay attention to your ingredient. You almost can't even buy it. Like, we know the cyclosporas, one thing's kind of died down a little bit. That's from human feces. And then Taylor Farms, and even these stores are still carrying Taylor Farms, which I don't understand. Then strawberries and berries are saying don't get anything that's open where it can seep into it. The only way they say you can kill this parasite is by boiling and cooking it. And most people like to eat the strawberries, not cooked. They just want to eat it within their food, raw, like blueberries, raspberries, anything like that. And it's messed up. You can't. So I think what really got me to take initiative to really want to try to do better for my family is just me really wanting to see, I feel like, want to live longer, and really seeing the effect of the colon cancer. The colon cancer rate is through the roof for people in our 30s, and it shouldn't be. Just way too much colon cancer. Something that shouldn't be, I would say, we're worrying about. And we have to, because they're putting all this junk in our food. So I want you guys to really also learn from me, not just from scratch, but maybe even I do some deep dives of scientific why you shouldn't eat it, what this thing, maybe in this bread ingredient, what glyphosate, what does it actually do to our body. And how can we, especially as Christians, can do to steward our wellness better? Because that's something a lot of us need to work on anyway. Like, I know we're on this journey to try to just, I feel like, seeking and looking for something better and more community and things like that. But one thing I would say, steward your body well. Try to start eating better. If you just see all the stuff going on, eating what you're eating right now, and keep doing that, you're just going to continue to see unfortunately, your health probably going to decline. This is jam-packed. But literally, making this is super simple. And then also in my freebie, there is how to, when you're ready to use it, measurements of this and how to use your wet ingredients like vanilla extract, whatever you want to use, milk, whatever type of milk you want to use. We use whole milk typically, egg, and butter. And we use unsalted butter. But if you want to use salted butter, I would say be careful because my recipe does have salt in it. So if you don't want salt in it and you want to use salted butter, I would not put salt in here. You just don't want your pancakes being real salty. And we use a lot of maple syrup too. Lately, for sweetening, because we already know sugar is deadly to the body as well. But this is very simple to make. And I could do more lives like this with just simple dry mixes that you can start doing now to even just start small. Start small. It doesn't need to be big. Making a from scratch pantry can be overwhelming, especially when you watch a lot of these creators who have these massive pantries. It's overwhelming, but it inspires me to just want to get there because the end goal for me and my family is to homestead. We want to homestead so we know what we're eating. We want to raise our own turkeys because we like turkey meat around here. Chickens for eggs. And then, I don't know, I want goats too. I want goats. If you think about it, a lot of Israelites, they were farmers. A lot of them were farmers in the Bible. You know? A lot of them were farmers in the Bible. It talks about root and fruit, us producing fruit, us being rooted in something before we produce fruit. And we know without the true vine, we can't even produce fruit, which we know it's talked about that in John 15, about Jesus being the true vine and God being the gardener. So in order for us to produce fruit, it's not really more talking, it's more showing. And I would like to show what I can do with God centered, like partnering centered on my journey, in our life, in our household and everything, and produce fruit even through here or even in your real life, everywhere. So my plan is to just help you guys just try to have better food, better options. Oh, sorry, I got some. You know, when you make flour, you get it everywhere. I'm still wearing my dress from church earlier. Church was good, by the way. We talked about James 2-4. I might do something about that one day. Yeah, he's fine. Yes, what are you putting in there? Okay, go show your dad. I don't know I don't know what he got in there. But also, those who are on the replay, I would love to get to know you. I would love for you to comment #replay. I would love for you to, just comment like, what do you feel like you can steward better in your life? And I'm going to ask you guys live, what do you feel like you can steward better in your life, especially when it comes to trying to level up with God and stewarding what you have now until you can do better, until God opens that door for you. So also my sisters and any brothers on the replay, I was telling them earlier, if you guys want to check out, my freebie guide, if you click on my YouTube profile, you can go down and click on, where it says free starter guide from scratch pantry, so you can learn how to make, homemade pancake mix. And then it has also just a few things in there, some scripture and a twine in there where you can just start slowly building a from scratch pantry. Don't do things overwhelmingly because it might be too much. I'm going to talk about Luke 16:10 a lot on this platform because we need to start out small, because sometimes when we're so overwhelmed, we don't even want to continue. We don't want to do anything. So I hope this was, educational a little bit with just, teaching you how to do an easy dry mix, and also some biblical wisdom, and you guys get to know me a little bit better, and I will unfold more facts about me, even my life, as time goes on. So you guys have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys possibly next week. Bye.